best not miss. I know. Oh, I'm over here tripping like. What's going on? Shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones in the partially in the building. Now we're gonna keep today's show going on. We just hit a record low, an all-time record low of participants. I'm gonna have to almost want to refresh this. This cannot be the true amount of viewership we have. Let me see here. I want to show you guys something really quick. There it is. But what's going on to all of my people? You know what it is. Had to, click here, click there, right? But I guess at least we got our Instagram people. I don't know. My people are really tripping out down there from what I see. This is an all-time record low. I don't know. I don't know. Shout out to my brother AJ over here rocking out with us. He said super chats aren't working for me. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with my channel. Something's wrong with my channel. Yeah, because listen, people, we got the smallest number of viewership we pretty much almost ever had in here. And AJ says that I've heard about stuff like this. Give me a second. Let me try something. I've heard about it. I've heard. Okay, my brother got it going, I think. Shout out to my brother AJ kicking it off for no apparent reason. Listen, we're going to talk about, matter of fact, I got to make sure that we get TikTok. I think we got to start having more of our sessions about the things that brothers are suffering from a lot. Like, because we come across this information. When we're doing these shows, we come across the information. People come up, we see the super chats and the comments and things like that. And listen, here's the thing. It's inconceivable to a lot of us, a lot of the times, the very notion that somebody is suffering from something that we're not suffering from. Do you know how often, I think we kind of touched on that yesterday. What? I think we kind of touched on that yesterday when we were talking about not knowing when somebody else has something going on or the lack thereof. Everybody not being the same equal level of intelligence, right? I think we take that stuff for... What in the world is going on? They're doing something. Live, nigga. Go live. They're not letting me rock on. Yeah, but we got to get back into more of the shows where it's assisting the brothers who are going through it in certain areas. Because listen, the truth of the matter is, People are going through it in certain areas. Men, a lot of men aren't doing well with women. A lot of men, a significant number of men aren't doing well with women. And here's the crazy part about that when that's happening. Who do you tell about it? Who do you talk to about that stuff? You see how crazy that is? Who do you talk to? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Who do you talk to when for some years, what? When for some years you haven't done well with women? There's nothing cool about that. Nothing cool about that. And there's repercussions behind it. But listen, let me get these people going. Okay. We got action. Did they update? Like, is there a new? Okay. Let's try this. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Something's wrong. They're really jacking me up. I don't know if I'm blocked, banned, or what. Shout out to all of my people on Instagram rocking out with us. I don't know. I think something bad is going on with TikTok. I don't know if I've been booted out or what. But listen, we might as well get on to the show. I want to talk to you guys about something. And everybody's going to act like they're not familiar with this. But the truth of the matter is, there is a significant number of men who are, listen, if we're going to be honest about it, being affected even mentally because they're doing so bad with women. And when I say, okay, no wonder. When I say doing bad with women, I'm talking about for some years out of their life. Most men who do bad with women, it didn't just start. It didn't just start. Most men who do bad with women, this has been an ongoing thing, and there's a lot of components associated to how it's harmful to you. There's a lot of components associated with it. Listen, I'm going to tell you fellas one thing. I'm going to tell you this once, especially with this generation of women. If you're a shy guy and you try to use the shy aspect of you to come off as what we've always heard that women expect out of a good guy, a nice guy, that's not going to work. If you're trying to use that shy aspect of you, I don't know what the hell is going on. If you are trying to, here's what I mean when I say if you're trying to use it. If you learn how to get okay with that shy behavior, right? And you try to just nudge it on into the arena of, I'm just one of the good men. See, a lot of people, I'll try it again. Know what's up with it. All right. A lot of people overlook what all is associated with being the shy guy. One of the other components that is associated with being the shy guy, listen, we all desire a companion. We all desire a companion, right? What about when you really do have the right intentions? What about when you really, what about when you really do have all of the right intentions and you really want to get a girl and you want to treat her right and things of that nature, right? Do you guys know what you're working against right now? See, I think a lot of people are unaware of how advanced today's women are. And I'm not saying in a context where they're bad. When I say you're not aware how advanced today's women are, the experiences that they have experienced are tough acts to follow. Women don't have to do any. Listen, us men, we have to be cool. We have to have some game, right? We have to have some swag. Money needs to be okay. Got to be somewhat attractive. Need to be a certain height, to be honest. You got to do all of this. Women, on the other hand, to be around elite caliber of individuals, men who have been forged through the fire, men who are like the stars in the movies where you wish you was like him and things like that. These women have effortlessly got to go around certain caliber of individuals and experience their energy. I don't know how many of you have multimillionaire associates, but if we're being honest, there is a different energy around them. You can feel it. It's very visible. And if you have them like in your circle to where you're around this caliber of people often, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. People look at them for what they may be thinking right now, what their take is on something, right? These women today have been around men that make it a tough act to follow for an ordinary guy. That's what you guys are going up against. You guys are going up against girls who are screwing a guy who's cool with some really rich people or with some content creators, right? I'm going to tie this into something. The reason why we tell women it's not good for you to be having casual sex and things of that nature is because the more extremes you experience, you get used to them. And then from there, it takes higher levels of extremes of excitement in order to get you off. So regular sex won't do it for you anymore. It won't do it for you anymore, right? That's why you hear a lot of the things that you're hearing. That's why you're seeing women today move how they're moving, because they've crossed the threshold of breakage. They've had so much sex to where it's really, really hard for them to forget all the amazing lovers that they've had in their lives, right? And just focus only on this one man. It's really, really hard for them to do that. Some of them can't even do it. And it is the same with these women who have experienced certain calibers of men before you crossed paths with them, right? I'm not even going to say that they're trying to be mean or anything like that. I'm going to say that is actually something dangerous for a woman to do, to get involved in extraordinary degrees of excitement. You know why? Because if she ever has to go back to her real life, it won't suffice. It won't be enough for her because she's tasted some of the more exciting aspects of life. Why do you think they say that white substance that people, well, especially in the crack form, why do you think that they say most people who are running around chasing that are chasing their first high? That's what they're doing. They're chasing their first high because the high that they get now, like you could just keep smoking that stuff and you're never going to get high. What's the word? Immune. You become immune to the excitement. So it takes higher levels of excitement in order to get you off. And that could be a booby trap for a woman. Let's say that you have a hoe phase in your life and you're just going around with all of the latest content creators, this and that. You guys are renting yachts. You guys are doing your thing, right? You're living it. And listen, you're taking good pipe. Some of the guys he bring around, they're all that 6'3.5" that you said you like, right? And they're laying pipe. You're having some of the best sex you've ever had in your life. Now, here's the problem with that. Along with all of the endless drinks they were ordering while we were all kicking it on the yacht and things like that, along with food, seemed like the best food. I mean, right? And you've done this several times throughout a few years, right? Getting laid by the best lovers and things like that. When it does come time to settle down, you won't know how. Because most likely, the caliber of man who's going to petition you to settle down with you, he's going to be an average guy, or he's going to be above average in this society. And what I mean by that is he'll be a street guy or someone who used to be in the streets, right? I'm sorry, I take that back. The guy who's going to want to settle down with you will be somebody who likely doesn't have much higher options than you. It won't be the street guy, right? It won't be the above average guy. It'll be someone who's the type. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Most of the time, a lot of the time, the type of guy who's looking to really get married and be serious about the marriage is the guy who doesn't have many options more than that. If he had amazing, beautiful women to sleep with at his will, he'd probably be singing that tune instead of the "Will You Marry Me" tune, right? Now, here's the problem with that. A woman who has experienced all of these heightened levels of excitement, when that guy who society deems as the good guy petitions you for your hand in marriage, you know he won't be enough for you. You'll probably have to, we're talking about this guy who he thinks good sex was doggy style. It's either you spend a lifetime trying to train that man to reach the excitement levels that you have experienced in your life to appease you, or you have to let that man, you're kind of ruined, to be honest. You're kind of ruined. When you have experienced heightened levels of excitement, a euphoria that seems like nothing is out of reach. They order food anytime anyone says that they're hungry. Been on the yacht for 3 days, right? There seems to be no worries. We're not thinking about any bills, any of that stuff. A woman being introduced to that could have a very, very tough time forgetting what that experience feels like should she ever end up in a relationship with just a regular Joe. And that's why that's one of the biggest problems that we're having in society today. It's one of the biggest problems we have in society today. Even unattractive women have had their DMs obliterated. So even they have an above average heightened sense of entitlement as to what their ask is. A lot of these women don't have the right to be asking what they're asking, right? But the heightened levels of excitement that they've experienced before in their life, they can't go down below that. They can't go down below that. And so, fellas, what I'm telling you guys is this is what you're competing against. You're competing. See, think about it like this. If women had to, check this out. I'm not going to lie. This is the hottest show online. I learned so much from this show. I promise I do. You heard what my brother AJ said. Where's the squad at? But I see they trickling on in. Listen, when you come in, hit that thumbs up button. People, we're not playing any games today. Hit that thumbs up button. Those of you who are on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. If I had have saw that that's how many likes we had, I ought to shut this off. Yeah, we're going to have to get those likes up, people. I'm going to have to go ahead and shut this off. This is the hottest show online. We cannot do that. Yeah. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it, YouTube. You come in, tap that screen. Give me a thumbs up, Instagram. But listen, here's the thing that I want you guys to understand. There's so much pain that comes behind having crossed paths with several women who not only did you really, really see and feel something in, but you kind of felt like you realistically had a shot, but you didn't do it. Went on home. What about the pain associated with those times where there was a girl who you was really feeling? I don't care if it was at the Starbucks while you was doing some homework or what. What about those times where you kept looking at her? She's looking back. You're cracking that little weak smile at the moment when you should be on your way over there, right? And she's reciprocating. She's giving the energy back. But you don't have it in you to get up and go over there and say anything. So you do something stupid, like you get up and you go get one of the wooden sticks for your coffee just to shake up the energy and let her see you by. Maybe even give her an opportunity to say something to you, goofy. It's not cool. Do you know what one of my shout out D-Town in this situation? Do you know what one of my main come on lines has always been to women? There's no way that I could have there's no way that I could have walked past you and went home wondering if I ever stood a chance with you. I had to come say something to you, right? Anything like that. There's no way I could have went on home today or walked past you without saying hi. Because it's true. You guys are walking around here shy for no reason. Women do have an edge up on you, right? They, in order to get all of that game, in order to even, the experiences that these women have experienced, it didn't come by way of any of their effort and talent. All they had to do was have boobs, look nice when they dress, and other men will come around them and drop game on them. Even some men might be nervous. Even some millionaires might be. The women are really never the nervous ones. They're never really the nervous ones. Salute, salute, salute. Women don't listen. I might even break this down a couple of different layers. Let me see something. I might tackle two different aspects of this. So listen, I want to touch on the aspects of this that, like, this isn't even where the show was going to go. You know what? Should I do this? Let me think. I want to show you guys something. Those of you who want to see this, I want to show you what I mean when I say the women have a head up. They never have any reason to be bashful or shy or anything like that, right? Because the men are doing all of the work. It's the men who have to muster up the courage to walk over there and say, "Hey, how you doing?" It's the men who even have to be on board with what the lingo is today, because they even get pissed off when you say something that sounds like a. Look at all of these people's social media. They say things like, and don't come with that, how was your weekend? Don't come with that, how's your day going? We've been trained most of our lives that this is the appropriate and proper and respectful way to even engage in someone. But they've had so much of it. They've been saturated so much of it to where something that we all know we're supposed to be still doing, something that we know is the right way, they're immune to it now. They're overdosed on it. So it sounds bad to them. Something that we know we're supposed to be saying, a way that we know we're supposed to be behaving, is irritating to them now, right? So you even have to know when you're coming up on these women and what today's lingo is, right? And guess what? So also this, not only do you have to get up the courage to go over there, you have to make sure that you don't say anything ignorant. You need to be dressed a certain way, right? Everything needs to be on point. You need to not be nervous. And guess what all the woman has to do? Decide who she's going to say yes to. Ain't that a hell of a handicap? Ain't that a hell of a handicap? Listen, even the richest of men have problems talking to women. The richest of men. Could you really imagine Mark Zuckerberg trying to shoot his shot at somebody, especially a Instagram model or something? Could you imagine? That would be cringe city. But nonetheless, we know it still exists. And it exists because these women are so much more experienced than the men are. Men don't get flown out to see Drake. Men don't get flown out to see any rappers. And what do you guys think is taking place when they're amongst these rappers? And not even just rappers, amongst above average swagged out men, above average masculine, confident, assertive men, men who have done well for themselves more than likely, right? They are engulfing themselves. They are sauteing themselves inside of authentic and pure levels of masculinity, boss energy, assertiveness. So when she comes into contact with you, you're almost going to seem regular. And it's most of these women have had the privilege of being in environments that other people have to know somebody or pay to get in these environments. So by the time you come along, your game better be on A. Now, let's get to the part. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to turn this screen around. I really shouldn't even be turning this screen around because you guys should be over here on YouTube, to be honest. So actually, this is the last time I'm going to turn the screen around. Last time I'm going to do this. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys the pressure that this young lady is. I think this dude is a rapper. Some of you will know. I want you guys to see the pressure that she's going to put on him, right? And, well, let me see something. All right, boom. Boom. Jeez.
Excuse me.
What's up?
What's up? You look good.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. What you doing here?
Shit, I got paid to come here.
Oh, you got paid to come here? So
Yeah.
this a job for you?
Out here for sure every day.
Okay. So what you getting into after this? Why you laughing?
Cause you own it right now.
Am I making you nervous?
Nah.
It look like I am. You looking away.
I'm goofy though. Like, you know, I laugh a lot.
You laugh a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like goofy people.
You see the pressure she's putting on him? Because she already knows that it's on him. Women don't have to do anything but exist. Most of the time that they approach a man, the man will be desirous of them. So basically, it's like those of you who want a job, it is you who have to go to the place of employment and apply. A woman can create a situation where out of a blue, instead of whatever it was that this man was just thinking about doing or had going on in his life, his new objective is, if you want to say it correctly, pursuing the woman, this new woman who just he encountered. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about.
What's up?
What's up? You look good.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. What you doing here?
Shit, I got paid to come here.
Oh, you got paid to come here? So
Yeah.
this a job for you?
Out here for sure every day.
Okay. So what you getting into after this? Why you laughing?
Cause you own it right now.
Am I making you nervous?
Nah.
It look like
Look, she knows she's got him pressured. She knows. And I think dude is a rapper or something like that.
I am. You looking away.
I'm goofy though. Like, you know, I laugh a lot.
You laugh a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like goofy people. That's good.
You flirting with
You
me?
can't be laughing too much. I don't like that. Because I'm
saying
feel like you laughing at me.
You flirting with me?
Yeah. I see something I like. I can't flirt with you.
Oh.
Oh. What?
She bringing the heat for real. Now, the average man, that degree of heat that she's bringing, the average man is not going to have the wits to navigate throughout that wave of conversation fluently. They're not. They're going to be just like this dude right here. Thrown off, for one. Occasionally not knowing the right response.
Ooh.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? I'm a good vibe, you know?
And I'm going to tell you guys what you do in those moments. You don't say anything. Not saying anything is most definitely preferred opposed to saying something stupid.
That's good. It look, you matching my nails. I like that. Like orange?
Nah, I like black and purple.
Like black and purple. So why you wearing all this orange? You got an orange hat, orange shirt?
I'm that dude. I can,
Orange and red. Okay. You can switch it up, basically.
I can do whatever.
Okay, I like that. Don't take my number down.
See, my phone.
She really got dude shook a little bit. She got him shook a little bit. And I'm gonna say this. I understand because that could happen to somebody like me as well. But I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna after you throw me off a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find my lane within that conversation, right? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be sticking to whatever it is that you're good in. Have those conversations. Ask her about some of the things that you know that you're versed in, right? And that way the conversation not only can be endless, but it can be fluent, right? Without no stuttering. Because you just brought up something that you're expert in or that you know about. If you love sports, things like that, ask her, do she watch sports and do she go to baseball games, this and that. Whatever it is, that's your lane. Your primary objective is to get her out of her lane and in your lane so you can control the whole situation. If it's your area of expertise or knowledge, you can control that situation.
My phone don't,
Your
it's
phone what?
My storage too full,
To take a number now?
Yeah, I got you.
Shut up. Okay, I feel like you lying.
Huh?
You lying.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I can't take too many numbers. I can't take no numbers.
Oh, so this is a regular thing for you to take a lot of numbers
No, I'm
down.
saying I can't take no more.
So you be holding around. That's what I'm taking from that.
She putting pressure on this youngster. For real.
Saying that.
Because why you got so many numbers in your phone? What's up
I'm a
with that?
businessman. I'm a big dude.
Okay,
baby.
so how we gonna be in contact? What we gonna do about that?
I don't know.
But he did get back to business towards the end when he wouldn't accept her number and she was like, how we gonna get in touch with each other then? He like, I don't know. In other words, we probably ain't got no business getting in touch with each other.
Okay, I guess we just not gonna be in contact. It's nice to meet you though.
For sure. You gonna see me?
All right.
And this is what I'm saying. That girl right there would cause the average brother to freeze up a little bit. Probably even me after about 3-4 seconds. Because women don't usually come that strong, but they have the ability to. You know why? Because they have been around men of higher calibers than most men, right? And I'm not saying like as far as financially and things like that. I'm talking about these women have navigated their ways all around in society and linked up on multiple occasions with men with the strongest energy auras, with men who have the most confidence, with men who shut boardrooms down, things like this. They have access to these men, and we have to earn our access to situations like this, right? So what I'm telling you guys is, first and foremost, you need to know what type of women are your type of women. We're going to take this a couple of different lanes. First, I'm going to take you down the lane of if you're not ready to settle down right now, but you know what I mean? Yeah, of course you still want to know how to do better with women, right? This is controversial, but some people speak against online dating, but the most realistic, some people do, not all people, the most realistic path is if you're a shy man, right? If you know that you're a shy man and that it's probably outside of you to just walk up on a woman and ask her to buy her a drink, which I don't know. We got to start talking more, because the more one-on-one consultations I do, the more I understand that this stuff is real. People pay me for one-on-ones. It's not just about things like that, but just for a one-on-one with something that they want addressed based on what's happening in their specific circumstances, right? What I have heard a lot is men do have an issue approaching women. And I will say this. I will say this. I'll give you this. I'll give you this. Men like myself probably have it a little bit easier because think about it. When you grew up in harsher environments, it takes more to get you uncomfortable, right? When you've already experienced some extremes, then getting turned down by this girl is not really a big deal, right? We've been jumped. We've jumped people. We've been in, things like that. It will take more to ruffle your feathers. But that's not the average man's predicament or situation or circumstance, especially white, especially Asian. That's typically not their circumstances. And so if you are a regular shy, white man too, I don't know why I skipped that. White men too, most definitely white men. I'm going to do this in chronological order. If you are a man who's shy, and I'm not even going to tell you there's nothing wrong with that because some of us just come out like that. And it is what it is, right? You have to work your way through it. Some people are born with that go-getter energy, right? That's all it is. We were molded differently. But if you are that type of individual who you can acknowledge that you're a shy man, first and foremost, what I always tell you guys is your confidence needs recalibrated. So you guys know what the number one thing that I always suggest. You should really, really, like your life depends on it. Go get you a boxing gym membership. It will craft you and mold you in a way that you wouldn't even think that a boxing gym membership pertained to. I think contact sports, my favorite is boxing. Contact sports force you to not be able to run from confrontation, which is what most of us spend every day of our lives doing, trying not to knock over the glass of milk, trying not to, we try to avoid anything associated with discomfort or pain, right? That's not always good. Sometimes you get more information, more knowledge, more wisdom by going through those things instead of around them, right? It's realistic that a man who knows he's shy, things like that, is not going to, because he just saw this show today, now he's going to start walking up to women at the lounge he likes going to. That's unrealistic. So I would say to that individual, and you do desire a relationship, or no, you're just out there right now, but you do want to do better with women, I would say start online. Because you can kind of you get the craft how much of you give an individual, right? It's easier for you to have a second to think about what you want to say without saying. I look at online dating like it is the pre-test for approaching a woman in public. That's what I look at it like. I look at online dating like it could be the pre-test to the big dance. And that's, in my opinion, how you should even look at online dating. Because on online dating, you can even take too long responding to someone with online dating and it piss them off, right? You can even do that, right? But you have more time than you would have in real life to respond to somebody. Formulate your thoughts. Make sure you don't say anything stupid, right? So I look at it like online dating. And then even when you guys start talking on the phone, you've apparently gotten more comfortable with her because you traded numbers after you guys did your thing through the texting on the app, right? And as you get more comfortable doing this with multiple women, you can receive burnout, though, from talking to too many women. You can really receive burnout and catch yourself saying the same redundant lines over and over. You're not trying to be what do they call it, a player or have a lot of come on lines in your database. It's just that's what's happening as you keep on, because most of your experiences on online dating are not going to be successes. They're not going to be successes. So there's going to be a lot of starting over. After you talk to this person, there's going to be a lot of exchanging numbers. A lot of, out of 10 numbers you get, you only called 2 or 3 of them, right? And that's after you get a lot of women on your thing, right? Because it's going to be some type of, but it's going to give you some experience. You guys, more than anything, need to learn how to get out there in the real dating world and be willing to approach a woman. And I'm going to tell you why you have an edge today. I'm going to tell you why it's more valuable today than it has been in quite some time. Because men aren't approaching women anymore. Women are all overlying, complaining about it. So when you do gain the I don't want to call it courage, because courage shouldn't even have to be involved. When you do get yourself to a point where you're more comfortable going up there and approaching a woman without it breaking you if you get rejected or if you say something wrong, that's what's causing a lot of you to be so nervous. What if I say something wrong? What if this doesn't go right? That is a regular human being. I promise you that. Talk to her like you talk to your favorite female cousin. Talk to her about what's really going on in the world. And if the conversation goes far, let her know this off top. I don't really even be about to come on lines and trying to, shoot my shot. I'm just, down with real conversation. Maybe establish, a real friendship or something, right? Because I think what people have gotten caught up in today, listen, this is real. These aren't real relationships. These are things that people are doing. The average woman today who is not married, who is dating, she's not looking for the next guy who approaches her to shoot his shot and it be some type of serious relationship. These women almost already know that these are hookups. So I wouldn't even be putting too much stock into making sure you say all of the right things, because that's where your nervousness is coming from. These women are extremely advanced. If you try to keep up with them as far as game, swag, and all of that, you're not going to be able to, because it's an unfair stage. More is required of you than is required of her. You are required to be dressed right, to be the right height, to be aesthetically pleasing to the requirements of most women, to smell good. Did I say to be the right height? To be confident, to have the right swag, to be willing to approach her and say all of the right things without messing up, right? And her only job is to decide who she's going to say yes to. So don't put all of that pressure on yourself. Don't put all of that pressure on yourself, because you're going to lose every time. If you're trying to keep up with where you think, how you think you should be performing as it pertains to whether or not your game is on par and things like that, that by itself will cause you to lose. Man, talk to this person like a regular individual. Ask her, so you single? So if you were interested in a man, what would you be looking for in him? Talk. And I know I'm making this, because I could fumble up. I know I'm making this sound easy, but I did fumble up like last week at the doctor. I did. But mine was for different reasons. I don't know where this woman come from at my doctor office. I don't know. I've never seen her there. Mine's is a family doctor, so it's small, probably 4 rooms, right? Family doctor. I looked all the way down at the hall in a way that I've never seen anybody back there. You guys remember, okay, do you remember how Eddie Murphy's wife used to look like, let's say 20 years ago? I saw this woman, and she was looking at me, and I was looking at her. And what did I say? I said, how you doing? Right? But there was somebody else in between us, the woman who had just did my blood work, right? That she was in between us, and I wasn't intimidated to go say something to her, but I didn't know if I was putting her on the spot with this, probably her supervisor. I don't know. I don't know whoever this woman was, or just doing too much in front of other people, right? But I regret that. You should not let cool moments pass you by, because sometimes they're gone forever. How many of you, listen, let me ask you guys this. Fellas, how many of you have ever really, really wanted to say something to a woman, shoot your shot, and you probably would have given more time, but something happened, I don't know, your Uber pulled up sooner than you, whatever. How many of you have really wanted to say something to a woman and you regret it to this day that you didn't? Watch this, people. Give me a thumbs up if that's ever happened to you. Watch this, ladies. And that's a sucky feeling. It's a sucky feeling. because you likely never see that individual again. Look, said my hands is up. It's a sucky feeling. Would you rather go home with the feeling of kicking yourself in the butt for never having shot your shot at somebody maybe you stood a chance with? You'll kick yourself in the butt for that one for quite some time. You really will. Miss Jasmine,
Hello, Mrs. Stacy. How are you doing?
my life is amazing. Tell me how you feeling.
I'm feeling good. I understand everything you're saying. And first, I know to be a fangirl. I watch your videos all the time. Um, I wanted to ask you, so there's a lot of men who have never seen their fathers and uncles or anybody in action or paid attention to it because older men know how to flirt. And I knew that from a young age because I dated older men
You
and
said
I
older
noticed
men
that
know
the
how to
flirt
flirt.
was different. Yeah, it's all about the flirt. Like if you can flirt, it's all about charisma and how you basically carry yourself. And if you're saying you are him, then I mean just walk and talk like it.
Okay, so here's the thing though. Here's the issue. Here's the issue with what you're saying right now.
Mhm.
Since the time that you're talking about, when you say older men, that's around 40 years ago, right? And since that time, a lot of men, the majority of men, especially in the African American community, were raised without fathers or father figures. So
That is true.
these are excluded from the men that you're talking about. These are men who are at 40 years old, still trying to find themselves, still wondering why they do this little thing that they do. They don't know it's dysfunction from how they were raised, but yeah, that in the times that you're talking about, it's when children were being raised in more stable environments and not having to figure out as much. So their regular developmental process could flow on fluently, right? Well, that's not happening anymore today. We're not getting the birds and bees conversations. People are learning online. Online has become a lot of people's dad, to be honest. So I get what you're saying, but yeah, listen, these boys are carrying purses today. There's no doubt
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
that is true. I really don't understand that. I mean, I understand a satchel, but an actual purse, that's a little pushing it.
Yeah, the skinny jeans. Men are supposed to feel a certain way when we see something hugging our physique too tight. Like men really don't shouldn't like that. You shouldn't like that. We don't like our bodies being seen like that. Like as it pertains to wearing tight clothes, that's not in a man's DNA. So a lot of the things that you're talking about, they did used to exist, and I'm talking about I was raised by these individuals. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
the men who I was raised by, they're gone. They're gone and they're not coming back. They're not coming back. You
So
know.
there's no village to raise these children, that you say.
Yes. Look at the boys. Look at the boys. Listen. A lot of instances they start liking other boys at a number that exceeds what is typically preferable in the black community, right? And not only that, look at a lot of them. They're TikTok dancing on TikTok, right? So if we're raising a group of men like this, who are our defenders going to be whenever comes time
Mm.
when it comes time for us to need them? But
Well, I started to realize that a lot of black men are told that they're not as strong, but other races don't see that. They see something opposite. I remember I took a class on African American men, and it was like a bashing session.
yeah,
And it's mostly just geared to just studying what is going on in the African American male's
right,
mind.
right.
But it just turned into a bashing session. And I was too scared to say
Are
anything.
are you talking about the people who you took a class to learn more about African American men? You said it turned into a bashing session. You mean there was other people of other ethnicities in there, like
No, it
mocking?
was all black women.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. That's actually very unfortunate to hear. I would have expected that you were going to say from white women and things like that.
No, no, no. There was no. It was. I went to an HBCU, so I'm only saying that to make a point that we have a beautiful community. I do identify as black, but it's a long story. But I grew up in this community, and I realized that it's kind of like trauma.
Almost definitely. If you grew up in the African American community, you have trauma. That's a fact. That's 100% of the time. That's not even up for debate. There's too many
Right.
elements that, come from multiple different directions and, instill the trauma in us.
Yeah, and I noticed that what they were saying was more pointing towards the lies or their bombs or whatever. I really hang around a lot more men than women, and they would tell me, "Well, I don't know how to talk to this girl," and I said, "What was she wearing?" And they would say, "Oh, she was wearing these nice shorts, or whatever," and I'm like, "Okay, so why didn't you compliment her on her face?" You know, I like to teach the guys that I hang around how to flirt.
Are you seeing somebody right now?
Yes,
How long have you been seeing them?
for I think about 6 months.
Do you have any plans? And I'm speaking specifically about you. Do you have any plans on that thing going anywhere serious, or are you just enjoying yourself right now?
I wanted to go serious, and I hope so.
On a scale of 1 to 10, and I want you to be real with me. I want you to be real with me. I want you to not ignore any red flags you've seen, not ignore any times that he hurried up and snatched his phone away from you when it rang. I want you to include all of the truth. On a scale of 1 to 10, based on what you know, what is the likelihood that this thing is heading in a good direction towards a long-term relationship? 10 meaning it's definitely heading in that direction. 0 meaning it's not looking good.
I would say about an 8. I'm
Okay.
going to be honest.
Okay, that's not bad at all. That's really good. It's really good.
He's a really good guy. I really like talking to him because he taught me a lot about myself and how to have confidence. And I don't like being around men who can't teach me something that I can build on.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Have you been with anybody other than this guy since you made it yourself exclusive with this guy?
Let me think back.
That means
So
yes.
We've known each other almost a year.
Since you guys decided to be exclusive, have you been with any other man?
Oh, no. Since we've been exclusive, no.
Okay, so based on what you know about him right now, so are you guys exclusive? Have you guys said that you're not dealing with other people?
Yes, I said I wasn't dealing with any people.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you found an empty condom wrapper in his pocket tonight, how would you treat it?
I act like I didn't see it.
Oh, well, you're going to be all right then, hell. You're going to be all right.
I don't feel like dealing with the drama. If you have to go out and use the bathroom, do what you have to do. I know it sounds terrible from a woman saying that, but my grandmother said, look the other way, because the other woman's going to call you anyway.
Listen, hold on. This show is about to turn into something different. See, this is what I'm always telling you people. Women like this, when they do get in a relationship, it has extremely higher odds of succeeding than women who, I wish a nigga would, once he do this and this and that, it's over. Those women are constantly pressing the reset button on relationship opportunities, right? Because we got to go through a little something in order for a relationship to even get to the point to where it's full-on commitment, expecting engagement and things like that, right? But these women never even make it to that stage where it's a full commitment. Because as soon as the guy does something, it's over with. Now you go get the next man, and then you get him to that point, and then you find out he did something, it's over with. You get rid of him, you go get another, and that's why we think you guys are crazy. We really think that there's something mentally wrong with you guys. You keep resetting this clock, and it seems like you don't even know that that's what you're doing. My question to you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a man is this guy?
He's a 10. It's all about his personality.
Right. I'm with you. You're not talking about looks and all of that.
I looked at him and said, why are you being so arrogant? Just calm down. It's just me. And he was trying to put on a show, and then we got to actually really talking after a while. So, sometimes it doesn't start right then and there. But at the end of the day, I really do enjoy myself with him.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Give me a second here. Shout out to my brother Lee over here supporting the show. My mans. My question to you is this. It's been 6 months already. We'll tack a year onto that. And you guys are actually married now. You've been married for 6 months. You guys have been married for 6 months. Now let's go crazy with this thing. You guys have been married for 2 years. You find out that he cheated, and when you investigated him cheating, you found out he's done it 3 other times. Is that relationship over?
No, because I wouldn't investigate. Why would I want to hurt myself? Honestly, I was raised by my grandmother, and she told me, why would you investigate a man for, I guess, stepping out and spreading his peter? Men put their peters in anything. I mean, if it could be a gas pump, he'll put it in there.
If we
So
hear it
why do
works.
you even care?
Listen, okay, so here's my thing. See, it's women like you who men can feel comfortable investing their life in. Because a lot of women don't understand this. But when men are thinking about getting serious, we have different commitments than women do. Let me ask you this. Did you know? Hey, Instagram, if you guys want to keep rocking with the show, come on over here to YouTube. We're about to shut the Instagram down so I can go ahead and full throttle this thing, show these other clips. The Real Stacey Prince on YouTube. Get over here, right? Get over here! So I can do this the correct way. Make sure my people are... Give me 1 second. A lot of people don't know that as it pertains to men committing to a woman, I want to ask you live on air. Did you know that men's commitment is different than women's commitment? When we commit to a serious relationship with a woman, did you know that our commitment is completely different than a woman's commitment?
Yes.
Did you know that our commitment is heavier and more strenuous and more obligatory than a woman's commitment?
I realized that a long time ago.
We have to go inside of ourselves and program ourselves with new data and tell the core aspect of us that this is somebody who's special in my life, who I want us to now be geared towards. If any harm comes to her, I will be willing to give my life before her life is taken. That takes a lot of programming to get yourself to that point. Could you concede to that?
Yes, I totally agree.
See, because once we get there, once we view you as something of ours that we're willing to give our lives for, it's like autopilot. It becomes our DNA to the point we'll be walking down the street and we'll hear a big dog. See, men, this is the difference between men. We know when a dog is big, even if we can't see it yet. We know when it's a big one, right? It can get on autopilot to the extent where we hear the big one coming. And even though we know it's the big one, we do that hook and hook you right behind us. That's how that programming gets with men. It gets instinctive and reflexive. So we have to take ourselves to a place that says, I have said that I'm going to make sure that financially and as far as stability, this woman's life is forever okay. Do you have any clue how big that is?
I know it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
My new job, from the time me and you locked in, you know what my new job just became? You and your safety. Because men who commit like that, we're at work thinking about you. We're running through scenarios in our head of things that could potentially happen to you. And here's what we would do right here in that instance if it happened. We do simulators in our heads. So you kind of become a part of our DNA. So when we do start thinking about going to that extreme with a woman, one thing helps us make that decision more than anything. Do I think this is the type of woman where we could build, 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 build. And she up and one day was willing to throw all of it away. Have you ever heard of the horror stories that men have experienced? Losing
Yes.
all or half of what it took them 40 years to build. And you go off like it's nothing. Even though we know the guy who you cheated with, that typically doesn't work out either. She ends up back out there on the streets or whatever. But I am really rebuilding now at the age of 50. Rebuilding a life that it took me 50 years to build because of you. So that's one of the key things that causes men to think. When a woman talks like you talk, we can get a gist of, no, I could build something with her, and it's going to take her something big for her to sabotage what we've been building. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. I really learned I learned a lot with my man about how to when in the right place to say things. Like I had my own troubles and I poured a lot onto him. And then I realized I watched a Kevin Samuels video and he said, "Did you ever tell your man that you appreciate him?" So I actually just tried it and it was, yeah, I got a good reception from it. He literally just kept texting me, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You don't know what I've been through." And I noticed that a lot of men, all races, all men go through a lot. Women go through a lot too, but just the simple fact that a person will come up to you and G-check you as a man, that you have to worry about coming home safe. That's something that, I fear for my man. So, we're doing long distance right now, but, we have been seeing each other and I appreciate him because no matter if I'm what are you talking
You know
about?
what? You know what?
Because it's long distance.
How long? Well, you already said if he messes around, you wouldn't really lose your mind. So, hey, it's not a big
I
deal
really
then.
don't care. Because once you look in the mirror and you like what you see, you don't care.
Does he have a job?
Yes,
How long has he had it?
5 years.
Does he have his own spot?
He has properties.
Okay. Have you been to see him?
Yes. But he comes to see me.
How often?
He comes to see me at least like once or twice a month. Or we just FaceTime.
So does he have to fly to see you?
Yes.
And he's came a couple of times?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's working for you, it's better than what a whole lot of women out there got, seriously.
Yeah. But I really realized about patience. I wanted to buy a ticket, us plan it out. I'm planning on moving with him soon. So, I just wanted to ask you a question. I've never been married. I'm 32 years old and I have no kids. I'm coming into basically a new relationship and we're getting married or whatever. And I don't know the first thing about being a wife.
This is something that I'm always pleased to tell women because it's life-changing information. It would usually take you like some courses, some training courses, or maybe 6 months of a course or something like that to learn this. I can give this to you in 10 seconds. Master the art of kissing your man's ass. I don't mean be a doormat. I mean, there's a thing, especially in the black community, there's a thing, especially the girlfriends will implement it when they see their girlfriend being too nice to her man. Girl, you be kissing his ass. All she did was grab his favorite pillow. See, in the black community, what we call kissing a man's ass, what our women refer to as kissing a man's ass, in other communities, they refer to it as being a good woman to my man. Listen,
Yes.
see, men have been neglected to such high-level extremes. Men are actually being attacked right now. The patriarch. I don't know. I want to engage with somebody about this because I need to know why so many women are complaining about the patriarchy when the patriarchy gave women every great right that they have. The patriarchy is amazing. The patriarchy is responsible for skyscrapers, your car being fixed, all of this stuff. How can you have so much to complain about when in the second breath you'll tell a man, I got my own shit, nice house and this and that, all by the which of men attributed to your luxuries, right? But then the patriarchy is bad. How? Now, my point in bringing all of that up is this. If you create an environment that even you can say, I wish somebody would do that for me. If you give a man an environment like that, what the hell will he have to complain about?
I guess nothing. Or he'll complain about maybe my toast isn't really like as brown as it used to be.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Like, women today, they want to party well into their 60s is what it is. That's the truth of the matter that no one wants to admit. They want to be bust downs. They want to go to the clubs all the way into their 60s, and a lot of them are doing it in the black community, right? But the truth of the matter is, how can you Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that scenario when you're supposed to be tending to a man, right? Being all that you need to be to him. But half of your life belongs to the streets and to other men. You can't do both. Right? So you have to pick the one that holds the most importance, which is a life partner, and do everything that you believe would cause that man to be willing to see you through to the end of life. Listen, check this out. I'm going to hit you with something. Turbulence, people. And that man could still leave you. But it's an imperfect world we live in. Guess what he could also do? He could also end up being there to the last day.
To your last breath.
Yes. And if you stay with him, here's what I'll tell you that does. It increases the odds that you're going to have a life partner to the last day. Guess what decreases the odds that you'll have a life partner significantly? You did what? It's over. I'm gone. You just went back out there to the dating highway to get put on that chopping block and see what all of these other people have to offer you. I'm telling you, we think you guys are crazy. It's like there's a movie that's been playing for 50 years and you guys still don't know what happens when you open that door. We've seen this movie for 50 years.
It's kind of like Beetlejuice when he opened the door, when the character opens the door and there's this wild, crazy snake on the...
And we don't understand you for this. Do you have any people in your family who you've seen be single parent moms? Okay, I think the last thing, you hear? Are you here?
What is going on? What happened?
Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
They say I
But
froze. I'm not froze. No, but listen, you said something about Beetlejuice that opened the door. What'd you say?
I said it's like when the main character opens the door. He was a spirit, but he opened the door and it was a big snake that was floating around, out through the sun. And it's kind of like as you age, you just don't want to do the old things you want to do anymore. Like I went on the club scene for like about a year, and I was like 18. I got over that because I just don't like loud places. I mean, I like jazz concerts or going to museums, but going to the club, it's just not my scene. It don't fit in there.
You guys have been seeing each other for 6 months. Do you think you guys are approaching the love part yet?
I do love him.
Does he say it to you?
Yeah.
Are you being honest?
Yeah, he says it to me.
Okay, have you ever spent the night at his house?
We're supposed to be doing that next month.
That's more important than all of the trips that you've had that he's had to your house, because it's not player hating. It almost is, but I'm up here to give out sound information.
Oh, no, I'm not offended at all.
Until Is his mom alive?
Yes.
Is his dad alive?
Yes.
What's his dad's name?
I don't want to say his name out loud.
Okay, do you know his dad's name?
Yes.
Do you know his mom's name?
Yes.
How old is his mom?
His mom is in her 40s. So is his dad.
I don't have a baby sound. Wah. I forgot how old you said you were though. That mean his parents had him when they were teenagers?
My mom's only 50. She had me when she was 17. But I was primarily raised by my grandmother.
I keep forgetting your age too though. Okay. The question I wanted to ask you, are his mom and dad together?
No.
Okay, where does his mom live? What state?
I think she lives in Louisiana or Texas.
See, I want you to pay attention to something. You probably have not picked up on it yet, but the more important questions that I start to answer you, depending on the answers, it lets you know how close he's become to letting you in on the important aspects of his life.
Right.
You've never seen his mom or dad in person, have you?
Not yet.
Yeah, so you'll get a lot of closure when you go down there and chill with him instead. How long do you plan on being there? Weekend?
No, it's just moving there.
Huh?
It's just you moving there.
Oh, so you guys are talking about moving in.
Yeah.
Okay, that changes a lot of things. So what brought that about? Like, how do you go from being with somebody for 6 months? Where are you from?
I'm from Virginia.
You don't even have an American accent.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't notice anything different about my accent.
Are you sure about that?
No, it's just an accent that I kind of always had. My mom used to call me Stewie.
Sounds like you could be over in the UK right now.
Oh, no. Never been to the UK, but I would love to go.
Right. Okay. Sounds like listen, I believe this. You know, you didn't get tainted. This new BS information that these women are spitting out. Look at where it's getting all of them. Look at where it's getting out. They're single. They're chronically single. When I say chronically, I'm talking about for years at a time. Years. If a nigga cheat on me, it's over. Okay. Now you guys are chronically single. There's big clusters of women in the black community who are chronically single. I am talking about who have been single for 10 and 15 years. And listen, they can recall back to the last relationship where they got rid of a man, and that man is in a relationship or has probably been in 2 good relationships, and she hasn't been in another one since. Yeah, or married, right. Do you see now why it doesn't make sense to do it? It's crazy. See, I think this. You know what I just thought about, people? I think this. Because this is all that it is. We need to come up with a way where women can get their lick back. Not go cheat, but because that's what the leaving thing is about. I got to get my lick back. I got to let my girls know I ain't no punk. That is all ego. We know it's ego because we know she didn't sit down and do critical thinking and weigh the options of leaving versus staying and come to the notion that leaving makes more sense than staying. Unless she's a goofball and doesn't know that most of the time women are getting back out there on that dating highway, it's not doing well for them. These women are going through 5 and 6 and listen, 5 and 6 situationships before they decide to chill out or before they find or something bad happens in the end. His wife messed around and found out about you. Now you're forced to not be able to deal with him anymore, or he goes to jail, whatever happens. Now that resets your clock to where you're not dealing with anybody, but you're out here again. It's just like a hamster wheel. I call it the hamster wheel on fire. You guys have decided to run on a hamster wheel on fire. The things that you guys keep doing, they're not small mistakes. These are mistakes that impact the most important years of your life. Have you watched my show when I talk about as we get older and our body starts to break down and our immune system starts to get weaker and things like that. Have you ever watched the show where I start talking about, uh, people getting into wrecks, accidents, and have to get a leg cut off, or the doctor finding out you got a lump in your breast? Nobody's thinking about this stuff. And this stuff is real. The boogeyman is coming for you, and he's coming for me at a designated time. Now, the question is, when he comes, are you going to fight him by yourself, or are you going to fight him with your man?
He's like my emotional support animal at this point.
Yes, it goes beyond being willing to give my life. Imagine just having a number in your phone that you can always call whenever you feel lonely. And by obligation, it's not a burden. That person is expecting you to call and sometimes dump some of your problems on him. That person is expecting you to call when you're just having a bad day. Who the hell wants to go through life without that? Listen, when you get into financial troubles, you only have you to rely on and the people you know who you can call to borrow money from. But when you have a partner, not only can you reach out to him after you've exhausted all of your options, you've called your dad, you've called several other people, right? And your options are exhausted. But not only can you reach out to your man and see, can he help you? If he can't, there's 20 people in his phone who now he can call. Whereas if you didn't have a man, those phone calls would have stopped with you. Do you see the benefit in this?
Yes, I do.
I'm telling you, it's why we think that there's something wrong with you guys. Like, there is a way that we have seen work. We saw it with our great-grandparents. We saw it with our grandparents. We saw it with our aunties. All of the people who we know who had 50 and 60-year marriages were not exercising the practice of leave if I catch him cheating. You know how we know? Not only do we know some of our own family secrets, but we know because if they hadn't been practicing that, they would have been chronically single like the women we see today. If our great-grandmothers and our grandmothers and our aunties had have taken on the blueprint of the women of modern day time, they would be chronically single like the women of modern day time. You use their blueprint, you'll get their results.
Well, I want to interject for a second. I left an ex for cheating one time, and I never came back because it's not that I didn't feel unappreciated. It was too much drama. It was too much drama. Females kept calling my phone. Females kept texting me, "Why are you talking to my man?" And I didn't know who these females were. Some of them knew my name, my whole government, and they'll say, "Oh, you're messing with the man that I love." And I was like, at this point, you have custody of him. He gets walked 2 times a day, and he likes to eat his meals this way. And I'm like, don't call me about this man anymore. Because sometimes that gets a little annoying that you have bad P management skills.
Right? Yeah, I agree with that. All the way, I definitely agree with that. I also don't think it's a job. It's a man's job to keep structure. And sound structure is not, because of you, chaos was able to find its way to the house. That's not what's supposed to happen, right? But I will say this. That man that you left, how long ago was that?
That was 2024.
Okay,
December 25th.
Okay, so that was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What is his relationship status right now?
I don't even know. I just left and ducked for cover. We tried to rekindle, but the same drama started, and I couldn't take it anymore, and I just left well enough alone. We didn't even get back together.
I could go for that. Now there is also a time to leave, but I'm saying it's not like these women's time, right? These women fire that pistol off for the slightest thing. You're not supposed to. Okay, so let me ask you this. The person who's going to see you through the toughest moments that life brings our way, that person, The person who's going to be there for you when no one else is, the person who's going to keep you from being lonely, the person who's going to be the person that you roll over and say your corny joke to, the person who's going to make sure that in the event something happened to you, he's still going to go get the groceries and things like that and carry the waters up, the 24 pack of waters to the house. The person who's going to be the life plan for the later years of your life. My question to you is this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it? How important is the decision making of who you end up with on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's a 10.
It's a 10.
It's your decision making is all a part of life, and if you're not a person who makes adequate decisions, that's going to be hard on you because let's be real, you have to take accountability to make a good decision. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's just insanity.
Okay, so and here's what I wanted to say with this. If on a scale of 1 to 10, the importance of that decision right there is a 10, imagine this. Imagine how many women, especially black women, who think along the confines of, I wish a nigga would, I'm getting rid of him soon, da da da. Imagine how many of them have made category 10 level bad decisions. Category 10! Do you know what a category 10 bad decision is? It's probably something that will either take several years to repair the damage of it, or it will be irreparable damage. Like women having 3 children by 3 different men. That is a category 10 mistake. It can't be undone. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of these women are taking the most important decisions that they'll ever make in life and not giving 5 seconds to think about it before they make the decision on it. Can you imagine how many women have pulled that trigger and done significant damage to what we know is coming as the actually, we'll just say it like this. How many of these women have pulled the trigger and did damage to what the later years of their life is going to look like? Listen, I'm telling you right now, there's bad things coming to America. There's just bad things that come towards all of us anyway. Some of you saw your grandfather was the healthiest person on the planet. No one knew he had cancer. No one knew about the diabetes. No one knew about the car accident. These people are setting themselves up to deal with the toughest moments in life by themselves. Could you imagine 5 things, really bad things, boom, 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 happening to you back to back to back, and you having to come up with solutions for them all by yourself, versus 5 bad things happen to you. You, because of the resources that you have, because of who your godmom is, you square 2 of those things out. You handle 2 of them, and then you say, babe, I'm exhausted. And he uses his resources to iron the last 3 explosions that you experienced out.
That's for men.
Listen, we sit back and we look at these things as men. We sit back and we even have conversations online. We can't fathom how you guys are making the moves that you're making. You guys are setting yourselves up to be by yourself in the worst moments of your life. Do you agree that there's going to come times where us as humans, all of us, are going to be faced and face to face with an encounter with one of the most terrifying moments of our life? Do you agree that that comes for all of us, like multiple times throughout life?
I agree. I mean, I've dealt with a lot in my life.
Right.
I could have gotten on a life 2 weeks ago. So, but in the past I didn't have anybody to lean on. Now I do.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's why we think it's crazy. So what we believe that most of these women who are living inside of that insanity, hey, people, where are my people at? Show love to the show, people. If If you rock with me like we rock with you, you guys know what it is. Cash App at The Real Stacey Prince, or hit that super chat. Let's keep this thing going. We sit back and we ponder, because men are different than women. God gave us vision, so we can see down the road further than you guys can. We can see things that are coming. Not only can we see things that are coming, we can see how you're moving. And we can tell what it's going to cause to happen long way down the line, right? And so the things that we're seeing, especially in the African American community today, we know what is waiting on a lot of these women at the age of 60. We know what's waiting. A lot of them experience what we know is coming. A lot of them experience it at the age of 45 and 50. It's just not being broadcasted all over social media like that. So we found some videos where women, you know what, let me do this. I'll pull it up. And this is actually a good moment to pull this up. This is actually a good moment to pull this up because, you know, I think what's very, very, very unfortunate, what I think is very unfortunate is women aren't getting to see what the outcome of the decisions that they make regularly usually are. They're not getting to see, like, if we could see this thing that I like doing, what usually happens when people do this thing? If you could see it somewhere, you might be more inclined to pull back on that goofball thing you're thinking about doing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is right there. I'll upload that. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll upload it. I want you guys to hear this. And here's another issue. Here's another huge issue. We're not getting to hear about it often online. When a lot of people's life is taking place online, to be honest. It's like 80% the source of a lot of people's news and things like that. But because of pride and things like that, when a lot of women fumble the ball, and not only that, a lot of women who have decided to pick up the torch of the feminism movement and carry it. I saw a meme that was really dope before. I don't know if it was a meme. I don't know what it was. But I saw something that was talking about, like, most of the women who have decided to pick up the feminism torch and chant that stuff. Well, the reason why we don't hear how that turned out for a lot of the women is because when it turns out bad, they can't come out and broadcast it and tell the truth, because then they would have to admit that everything that they've been championing and screaming and standing on for the last 4 years was bullshit. Who wants to admit that? I was wrong for the last 4 years.
But some of these women are married and going back to their husbands.
Well, not many. We actually promote that. I actually promote that you guys go back to those men. If you are a baby mama, go back to that man, because it's not working well for you out here. Listen, I want you to listen to something, and I'm glad I looked over there. I wouldn't have saw this. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Now I want you guys to listen to this.
I was married for 5 years, but I was with my husband for 10 years. And I'm going to be honest, I lost a good man because of my mindset of I can compete with a man. Queen vibes, princess treatment. I ain't have to work. I ain't have to do nothing. But my mouth was bad. And I lost a good man. I'm taking that L. I disobeyed every direct order, but I didn't cheat. And I thought, like, oh, I'm the perfect wife. I don't cheat. I don't go outside. I don't even get dolled up. But I'm in the house saying, fuck you, suck my dick. Fuck your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck everybody. And it's man, the kids we got together type shit. That's how mad I get. I up a whole marriage. I had the that every bitch wanted. And I'm sitting here saying that because it eats me up every day.
She said it eats me up every day. She has been sentenced to a life of regret. And I guarantee you this. I guarantee you she wouldn't be feeling that regret had she rebound with an equally as valuable man, which lets us know that after she got rid of him, she didn't run into something better. That clock kept on ticking. She got a little bit older. Boobs got to sagging a little bit more. Facial skin's not as tight as it used to be. Hair might be thinning in areas. Once you start going back out there to date with those strikes against you, you don't qualify for the caliber of men that you would like to have. So it doesn't get better. This woman said, I think about that shit every day. And we know she does. You know when it hits her most? When she looks over at her girlfriends while they're at the club and she hears them talking about the prospects that they have right now. She knows she had a man better than all three of her girlfriends' prospects, but she blew it. She blew it.
That's scary.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm an alpha at the end of the day, and that's what f***ed me up. He put me in a soft girl era, but I still had the mindset of an alpha.
See, this is what I tell you guys about making major bad life decisions. There are some decisions that we can make that will cripple us in our lifetime. And let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever just, I'm a deep thinker. I just think about things that I think matter, right? Have you ever thought that we really only have one life?
Yes.
The best example I heard a brother say one time he got away from some chaos that was taken. This is a rich dude that we know. And somebody who we don't take him serious, but there was an argument at the spade table. He pulled one of the dudes, a drunk nigga. Negro ain't gonna do nothing. We know that. But he pulled out a thing, right? And he set it on the table, just like boys at Minister Society. And the dude, the rich dude, we saw this dude jump up and take and jog away from the scenario, and we all know that the dude who pulled the thing out ain't gonna do nothing, right? But we asked him about that later. We said, man, Negroes ain't never seen you move that fast. He said, nigga, I got too much to lose in case something was gonna go down. He said, I ain't got no spare life in the closet. Like, I think a lot of people are making decisions from the perspective that they got a spare life hanging up in the closet in case they mess this one up. The decisions that you make with this life determine how this one life that you have turns out. Have you ever thought about that?
Yes, I think about it every day. Yeah, I think about that every day because honestly, I am 32. I'm not getting any younger. But at the same time, I've gotten better with time. I went from 400 pounds. Now I'm down to 230. I
Okay.
still have a little bit left to get to 175. I have flexibility.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Okay. When you said 175, I was wondering, like, what you stopping there for? But I see what you said.
Yeah. I've been under 175 when I was younger, but they called it an eating disorder. So I just wanted to keep it at 175.
If you don't take care of your weight and you don't get your fitness together, that relationship with you and that man is going to have less chance of survival. Listen, he's never going to tell you that either. He can't.
He's not. He's not going to tell me that. But I do walk 6 miles a day.
That's good. That's good.
I do yoga in the middle of my floor. I'm actually really flexible where laying down I can lift my leg up over my head. But it's not to be sexual or anything. But
She say I'm good in the bedroom too.
No, I learned me. And I'm just saying that over time, it took me till 32 to realize I like Jazz. I think Jazz is a cool person.
Okay, what's the name? Forkey said, "Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work." I agree.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Listen,
thank you.
Forkey said he's definitely digging you working on yourself too. Listen, people try to demonize men because of what our attraction level is, but it is just what it is. We're just men, and we move, we operate. Now, you guys operate off emotions. We operate off of our visual. I need to be attracted to you in other ways. Guess what? If you haven't lost all the weight yet, guess what will keep me attracted to you as if you did lose the weight? If I'm seeing you try to lose it. But if I'm
Yeah,
seeing
but
that, if I'm seeing that it looks like the weight that this person is right now is what I'm going to have to keep, then, it'll cause a man to really really evaluate how serious he wants to get with a woman. What were you going to say?
well, I'm very top heavy and I'm kind of bottom heavy.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
So I've been trying to lose the top heavy part. It's really bad on your back. It's ghetto. It's not. As 10 out of 10, I do not recommend to have big boobs.
Right, right. Even though a lot of us love it, a lot of us love it. You got any more questions
Yeah.
for me? You got any more questions for me?
Oh no, I have to get to bed anyway. But thank you for having me.
All right, you take care.
All right.
See, it's women like her. They get into a relationship, and as long as they don't have to pick perfect. If she just picks okay, she could be married until she dies. What I've come to see that a lot of hold on, no, this is. It's 1:45. Well, I guess we'll just cut it on off in 15 minutes. Uh, Matter of fact, you know what? We put content up about that today. Like I think at this point, especially black men, we are literally, listen to me, and I bet you most men will agree with me. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with this. Men, we don't understand. Like, we know the decisions you guys make, we know where they lead. So at this point, it's like we're watching women, all the women in society, walk to the edge of a cliff, dive in, the person behind her dives in after she dives in. It's like a line. We are watching you guys jump off the cliff with these. We know where your lives are headed. Because all we have to do is say this. Woman who gets pregnant by already average looking woman who gets pregnant by 3 different men, already average looking. We can kind of tell you the rest of your life story. The odds are significantly high that you're going to be by yourself in the toughest times of life. You will have to wait. Like, when you guys are moving like this, when we see women down there, when we see, who was that? Bree was just down there. When we see women like Bree down there and things like that, shout out to Miss Met over here in this situation. Cool Reviews definitely in the building. Hey, you know what? I need a couple of ladies up here who have never been up. I want to ask some ladies like what they think about the later years of life. I really want to know. I want to know, like, do women think about the later years of life and what their thoughts are about it? Come up here and educate me. Because what we're seeing is we don't think women even think about that. Give me a couple of the ladies up here. I think most women in America have already blocked me. I think I lost my complete female fan base in all of its completeness. So we don't want to hear that stuff. This nigga's name is Pastor Sugar Daddy. All right, people. I guess we're about to get up out of here. I want to show you guys something else, though. I want to let this thing play in its entirety.
But I was married for 5 years, but I was with my husband for 10 years. And I'm going to be honest, I lost a good man because of my mindset of I can compete with a man. Queen vibes, princess treatment. I ain't have to work. I ain't have to do nothing. But my mouth was bad. And I lost a good
Dopey
man.
squeeze.
I'm taking that L. I disobeyed every direct order, but I didn't cheat. And I thought like, oh, I'm the perfect wife. I don't cheat. I don't go outside. I don't even get dolled up. But I'm in the house saying, fuck you, suck my dick. Fuck your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck everybody. And it's my man, the kids we got together type shit. That's how mad I get. I up a whole marriage. I had the that every bitch wanted. And I'm sitting here saying that because it eats me up every day. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm an alpha at the end of the day, and that's what me up. He put me in a soft girl era, but I still had the mindset of an alpha.
I think I might pay. I think I might pay to have an animated or a cinematic rendition of what my view of the later years of life look like. Listen, you guys hear me use that phrase often, the later years of life. It is a vision so complete in my head. There's several things that I envision when I think about the later years of life. I think about an alley that looks ragged with trash cans knocked over and trash and things like that in it. I think about an apartment right around from that alley. I think about an older woman having to find a way to carry a 24-pack bottle of Nestle water up the stairs. Woman who's 60, right? I think about a woman living in an environment where, there's things taking place. But she's upstairs whenever things go on or shots take place or just whatever. I think about Social Security getting cut off. Like a lot of great minds suggest that people aren't going to receive their Social Security and their retirement. A lot of great minds say, where is America going to get that money from? I think about women 60 and 70 dealing with that alone. That is my definition of the later years of your life. My definition of the later years of your life is when we start visibly seeing America collapse at its worst. 60 and 70-year-old women having to deal with however that looks by themselves. I often think about people who have had to get a leg cut off, people who have been diagnosed with something. See, when you get diagnosed with something and you have a life partner there, they can be your cheerleader. They can be your inspiration, your motivation. Oh, we're going to beat this. And they can be that person that's praying for your healing and things like that. But when you are by yourself and you're dealing with a health issue, you will only have to sit and watch yourself deteriorate. Observe yourself die. That's crazy to choose that over the other. Insane. Insane. And that's what I'm saying. When we sit back and we watch you guys cultivate and carve the life that when you guys are making decisions, men, we can see what life you're carving out for yourself. We can see it for real. Men always have to think like far ahead and things like that. So we've gotten used to what we can look at and see is going to turn into a bad. Listen, we kind of know what happens if you drop 2 eggs in some cake mix, right? We know what happens if you drop 2 eggs in some cake mix, drop a little bit of cooking oil in it, a little piece of butter. We pretty much have a visual of what's going to happen after you stir it, beat it, batter it, and put it in the oven. Our visions are that clear, but we can see years down. Listen, the abilities that God gave us, he gave women different abilities because our assignment was different from your assignment. Ours comes with being protector and provider. So we can see, we have vision. We can see way down. Our vision continues going after yours stops. I think that's why you guys see a lot of men like, what's wrong with these chicks? We see you guys creating life outcomes for yourself where you're going to have to deal with the toughest aspects of life by yourself. Fool, because you wouldn't kiss no ass. Okay. You going to kiss some ass. The question is just whose ass you going to kiss. All right, people, we got little motion and little activity up here. We're about to get up out of here. Hey, Miss Met said, if the husbands are willing to take them back. And now that's a factor too. A lot of these women have gotten rid of men and have not had a stable relationship years after they got rid of that man. And now he's not, this Negro done probably been in 2 fruitful relationships. Has his pick of women who he can marry. Good quality women. All right, people. We don't have no motion up here, so we about to get up out of here. Look, Nay was allowed to get on the internet today. Nay, you done snuck on the internet. You hiding behind the dryer and the washer.
That's not me.